You see, guys, there was a man in Russia by the name of Prigozhin, and Prigozhin tried to have an uprising, a coup, targeted against the current administration. And not long after that, all over social media, people were saying a dead man walking. And not long after that, that revelation came to pass. You see, it is the same with Tesla. The Cybertruck dug its grave, and it is just a shame now to lie in the box. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, The Wealthy Mindset. It's yours truly, Money Making Mitch. And as usual, guys, this is not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence and research. You see, Tesla flagship electric pickup is a pretty polarizing vehicle. But let's start off with saying this. I have always said, several times I should say, that the founder of Merck Pharmaceutical, his name was Merck, and he said, if you put the client first, all else will follow. Superior products, superior customer service. The only company in the world that is doing that at this moment is none other than NIO, N-I-O, led by Emperor William Lee. Now, Tesla flagship electric pickup is a pretty polarizing vehicle. There's nothing on the road quite like it. And that's resulted in just about everyone's eyes being glued to the shiny trapezoid, whether that's for better or worse. We know it's for worse. Being a new product, the Cybertruck will almost certainly have some growing pains as the automaker works to mass produce it. However, a number of failures resulting in an inoperable six-figure vehicle have caught, the attention of many onlookers. And that's not a great image for Tesla, especially while its sales are slipping. And that's an understatement. It's not just slipping, it's going dead, zero. And the company's cheap $25,000 car being cancelled, which was supposed to come out next year, but probably if it does come out, it would be maybe in 2035, because the Tesla truck took like, what was it, 20 years? I don't know. Tesla is steadily ramping up Cybertruck production. While it doesn't list official numbers, drone footage and internet sleuths predict that Tesla will soon hit an output of 1,000 units per week. Woo, that's a lot. However, early production examples show quite a teething problem in the quality control department. And see, I've spoken about this. Even in fact, let me thank Money Making Melvin, one of my subscribers, for sending me this article. You see, Tesla have had several recalls. Several. I mean, not just Tesla, right? Others. We have had almost none. There's a reason for that. This is why we didn't rush to even bring out Envo. We're taking our time to make sure there's no recalls, or very little or none. We want to make sure, you see, every time there's a recall, you have customer dissatisfaction with the chance of them not coming back to buy another one of our superior products. We don't want to chance that, folks. Over the past few months, users have flocked to Owners Forum, Facebook, Reddit, and even Tesla CEO Elon Musk's platform X to vent about issues with their shiny new cockroach. Problems include electrical harness problems, onboard power conversion systems, failures, broken drive units, corroded grounds, steering and braking problems, and error codes thrown by other unspecified components. Now, steering and braking problems. Remember, the creepy Biden administration was lying and saying, or spreading fear and saying, well, you know, the Chinese could, if we buy their electric vehicles, they could shut it off. They could mess with the brakes and cause our cars to crash. Because, see, they're trying to make you think that the Chinese want to kill innocent children and civilians in America. But the Chinese don't need to do that because they're doing it themselves. This guy, and I've said it before, is concentrating on Mars, Venus, Neptune, Uranus, Pluto, Mercury, and all of the other planets instead of what's going on here. So they have breaking problems. Xi Jinping don't have to do it. Error codes. This is why, my dear fellow neo-lions and lionesses, we spend so much on research and development. This is a computer, not a gas-guzzling pollution car. Some owners report that their problems are fixed fairly quickly, while others are upset that their truck is estimated to spend more than a month in the shop. More than a month. For something worth 6 figures. Have you ever heard that with our ET7, our ET5, or any of our models? Have you ever heard that, guys? No. So, take a look at this little clip, and then we shall continue.
It has become obvious that in recent days, Tesla has been preparing the world for the appearance of a Cybertruck. On October 20, a video quote-unquote accidentally appeared on Twitter showing a Cybertruck driving along a highway with dents from a machine gun. Then on October 31st, Joe Rogan decides to shoot a bow at the car, declaring that he can break through the door trim with his super powerful bow. Spoiler, he didn't succeed. Tesla is doing all this to attract attention to the imminent appearance of its first electric pickup truck on store shelves. However, during such a long period of delays and postponements of the release, many buyers who pre-ordered have already realized that they do not need this car. The latest mass cancellation occurred after leaked Tesla documents hinted at problems with the Cybertruck. Although the contents of the report do not carry a fatal blow to the car, according to experts, these are classic mechanical engineering problems that have already been solved in almost any car. So people were shocked because it's so difficult for Tesla to master the basics. Tesla last released an all-new model in 2020, and many believe it is lagging behind other automakers who have stepped up the development of electric vehicles to support growing demand. Most car companies update their customer lineup within 3 to 5 years. The Tesla Model S, in turn, have been on sale for more than 10 years. For example, Audi expects to release more than 20 new cars by 2026. But while analysts say that finally producing the Cybertruck will be mostly a symbolic victory for Tesla, which still must nail the launch of new battery packs, roll out safe, full self-driving software globally, and build a truly affordable car, the delays still matter. The hype machine needs new products. You need something new to reinvigorate the story. Whether that's the humanoid robot, the Tesla Semi, the Cybertruck, full self-driving, all those are fair game in the eyes of the Tesla PR machine to keep the narrative going about continued growth, says Jeffrey Osborne, a managing director and senior research analyst who covers Tesla at the financial services firm Cohen. In this case, can we say that the Tesla Cybertruck is purely a marketing product? After all, it has some good performance, nice performance, with a 0 to 60 miles per hour time of 2.9 seconds, although only available in the most expensive 3-motor version. It sounds pretty cool, as does the ability to tow 14,000 pounds and haul 3,500 pounds in its 6.5-foot cargo bed. And this is true. But in addition to the numbers, the car must also be good in practice, and there are problems with this. The pre-production version of the Cybertruck, which was given to some expert for testing, noted several handling issues, including, quote, excessive mid-speed abruptness and chop, high head-toss accelerations, and structural shake. It was also said that the truck experienced excessive lateral jerk during low-speed maneuvering. Likewise, the EV's strafe mode, a feature that allows the wheels to turn to allow the car to crab walk sideways, had only basic functionality. Because of this, using it in real-life situations was impossible. So smoothly, we move on to the next point: useless functions. Yes, this will sound harsh, but the function of protecting the car from bullets and arrows is useless for most people. If this is another attempt by Elon to reinvent the wheel, then it does not create anything other than a burden on the wallets of Tesla buyers who will pay for it. This is not the first time that Elon Musk has tried to come up with a new solution to an old problem, and unfortunately, it constantly fails. No one needs the Hyperloop, and the Autotunnel, designed to solve traffic jams, is stuck in a traffic jam. In the same way, a Cybertruck will create an illusionary impression of safety for its buyers, which will only push someone to make reckless decisions and actions. To create this function, Tesla had to use radically new production technologies. Even Musk himself said that the Cybertruck is a difficult car to manufacture. You can't just use traditional production methods. He said at a press conference in May, "We had to invent a whole new set of manufacturing technologies to build a car with an exoskeleton rather than an endoskeleton, so this is a non-trivial task." The truck's unique design, with its angular plates and stainless steel alloy construction, means it is not only difficult to manufacture, but also likely difficult to repair, experts say. Stainless steel is not easy to shape or cast, so it looks like the results of a student taking pop quiz number 1 in Introduction to Automotive Design, says Rajkumar, professor of electrical and computer engineering from Carnegie Mellon University. The material requires special welding techniques and does not bend easily, which can be dangerous in a crash when the force normally absorbed by the crumple zone can instead be transferred to the cabin occupants, Rajkumar says. However, the fact that the Cybertruck potentially has security problems has been known for a long time, and it was reported that Tesla has already solved this problem as much as possible, but some things are not so well known to the public. Torsional stiffness is the ability of a car's body to withstand twisting. When turning, if the torsional stiffness is too small, the body will fail, too large, and it will be difficult to turn and tend to understeer. The Alpha truck's performance was significantly off target, which might be concerning for Tesla. What's surprising about that is it's really hard to fix. It's fundamental. In your development, you can simulate it fairly accurately, so I'm surprised it's so far off. It's a biggie, too, because fixing it adds weight and compromises to the design of the vehicle.
Do you guys remember this video of the Cybertruck crash test that Tesla released on April 1st, where the impact was imminent at any second and you're on the edge of your seat the entire time waiting for it to happen, but it never actually happens? Well, we finally got to see those results during the Cybertruck delivery event, and I must admit, it looks absolutely horrifying, but probably not for the reasons you're thinking. There's been a massive amount of criticism of these crash tests by internet experts. See what I did there? Who say that the Cybertruck is extremely poorly designed and dangerous. And not only dangerous for the people on the receiving end of it, but for the occupants inside as well. But is any of it actually true? Well, on first glance, when you watch the video in isolation, it sure looks like it might be, especially that full frontal crash. I mean, the truck was only going 35 miles an hour during this test, and look how much force is being inflicted on the passengers. So much force, in fact, that even the rear axle appears to snap in half. That can't be normal, right? The internet experts will tell you that the reason for this is that the stainless steel body is so strong that it can't crumple properly in an impact, which in turn directs those forces directly onto the occupants inside.
Alright guys, welcome back. So they are upset that their truck is estimated more than a month in the shop while it waits on a part from Tesla's Austin Gigafactory or diagnosis from special Cybertruck specific techs. Earlier this year, Tesla identified potential issues with the ancillary bay electrical harness, causing a loss of mid-voltage power. It has since published a service bulletin with a fix. Here are just a few components from owners who have taken delivery and experienced a failure that may have ultimately resulted in a tow to the service center. Low voltage harness failure, PCS failure, unspecified component failure. They don't even know what's wrong with this blasted thing. Unspecified component failure, harness failure, PCS failure, high voltage battery failure. Originally diagnosed as a PCS failure, resolved by replacing a harness, high voltage battery failure. Unconfirmed brake failure, super manifold failure. Unknown electrical issue related to an older Tesla charger, rear motor failure, PCS failure, corroded ground for air conditioner. So not only are you going to freeze to death with these things trying to charge and your charging stations break down, but in summertime you might die from a heat stroke. Oh my God. Guys my age, I cannot buy this. Maybe you young guys might chance it. With your life, it's up to you. I will not take that chance. Front drive unit failed in 1 day. Low voltage harness failure. Unspecified component failure. Miles noted unspecified component failure. Miles not noted. Again, unspecified component failure. So the above list encompasses just over 20 examples of Cybertruck component failures that resulted in contact with Tesla's service center. There have also been a number of visual and assembly problems that have required service but haven't been impactful to the truck's operation. But visual, grotesque, things are not lining up, poor workmanship. Are you surprised it's made by lazy union workers? While this may seem like a small number of vehicles with big issues, it's important to remember that Tesla has only just started delivering the model in November 2023. Excuse me, guys. It's not clear how many Cybertrucks Tesla has actually delivered so far. Tesla does not break out sales numbers completely by model, only that it has delivered 17,027 other models, which does not include the Model 3 and Model Y. This may include Model S, Model X, Semi, and Cybertruck. I will tell you how many Cybertrucks they've sold so far. About 9 of them. Excluding fourth quarter, which is when Tesla began using the other models designation. Tesla delivered an average of 15,031 Model S and X units in 2023. In 2022, Tesla delivered an average of 16,676 units per quarter. If Tesla maintained this average, it alludes to just under 1,100 Cybertrucks being sold during the first quarter of 2024. It is currently reported that Tesla is manufacturing upwards of 100 trucks per day, and buyers are purchasing the Cybertruck instead of the luxury sedan or SUV, or Tesla has not yet achieved a large number of Cybertruck deliveries. In first quarter, something understandable given the necessary production ramp-up of a new model. Perhaps Musk himself has already said it best during a prior earnings call. When you got a product with a lot of new technology or any brand new vehicle program, especially one that is as different and advanced as the Cybertruck, you will have problems, he said, proportionate to how many new things you're trying to solve at scale. Meaning it's a disaster. That's in layman terms. It is a disaster. It is worse than rat poop. Now look, I get it. Launching a new product is hard. If you're an American company, it's very hard. Tesla has made a lot of changes with the Cybertruck when compared to the tech in its existing models. That includes all new 48-volt architecture, which Tesla has bragged about at sending other automakers instructions on how to design such an architecture last year. There will be teething problems. Still, it's daunting to see a large number of doorway failures in a short time. So, you see, guys, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Just like Elon Musk has said it with his own mouth. He said the Tesla Cybertruck dug his grave. And the Chinese auto manufacturers are not good. They are incredibly good. And if allowed to come into the West, they will destroy most of the Western automakers. He admitted that. You see, these illegal trade barriers are in place because they know this. And the Tesla fat bags are pretending, oh, we did not hear Elon say that, so we'll keep buying the shares knowing fully well we are going to lose all of our money. You see, this company was the first. I give them that. But they are just like Ford in the beginning. And then Ford had to be bailed out again and again and again by the government of America. Because Toyota was so superior that they almost decimated them. Only with taxpayer dollars was Ford, GM, and the rest of them, well, not GM, but Ford especially had to be saved. Now, it's the same with Tesla. They will be decimated. They will be destroyed. China was their only hope. And their only hope was that they are blocked. The Chinese manufacturers are blocked completely from entering the West. Janet Yellen shamelessly went to China recently and said China is overproducing. But you see, Well, take a look at the clip and then we'll talk about it, guys. This is a Sunday. Take a look at this clip and then we'll talk about it.
Hey, Carl. So Yellen just wrapped up her first full day of meetings in China, and she's clearly taking a pretty tough stance so far. She told business leaders that at that chamber event that she is pushing Chinese officials for clarity on certain economic policies, and she's raising concerns on areas where they disagree. One of which is industrial overcapacity. It's been at the top of the list, and it's a topic she raised in her bilateral remarks with Vice Premier He Lifeng. Yellen is telling Chinese officials that the U.S. and several other countries are concerned that China's massive investment in green technologies, so think solar cells and EV batteries, is producing more than global markets can buy. Chinese state media has pushed back on this before Yellen's trip, calling it a double standard. Yellen, meanwhile, saying it's not a, quote, anti-China policy, but an effort to protect global markets from the impact she sees coming if Beijing does not curb its investment.
All right, guys, welcome back. So you see, she shamelessly went to China and without shame, like an animal, was saying that China is producing too much. But you see, when America was doing it using cheap labor in China and flooding the market, and still charging expensive so the CEOs can make millions and go to Jeffrey Epstein Island to rape children, it was okay. But now China is doing it with a superior product. Oh, this is bad. You see, Europe is selling more EVs and cars in China than China is selling in Europe. So should China turn around and say the same thing? Yes, the Chinese are outselling the European automakers now in China, but the Europeans are selling more EVs in China compared to the amount of EVs China is selling in Europe. So should China say the same thing? NIO is outselling Mercedes and Audi in China, but they're not outselling them yet in Europe. So should China say the same thing? You see the hypocrisy. But it's just a matter of time as we go into the BRICS nations and we continue to do trade with the BRICS nations, it will get to a point where the economic system in the West will collapse completely, because the BRICS nations, when finished, will combine more of the population. 2/3 of the world population will be BRICS and 1/3 will be the West. So, this is why it does not worry me that we're not here in the US, because we will be entering the Russian market just like BYD and the others are already there. We'll be entering South Africa and so many other nations. It is not a unipolar world that is controlled by the European Union anymore. I hope you guys found this video to be informational and to give the Tesla fans a chance one more time to sell their shares and jump into NIO before Tesla go bankrupt. And let me say this. They say that Tesla is going to unveil what's coming, their robotaxi, right? Let me ask you a question. What happened with Hertz when Hertz tried to use Tesla cars for their Uber drivers? What happened? Hertz almost went bankrupt. Because they thought, oh, let's help Tesla. It's the same going to happen in the next 3, 4, 5 years when Tesla finally is able to come out with this robotaxi. Because it will happen again where no one wants to wait 20 minutes when they order a robotaxi, because a robotaxi has to charge. When NIO releases our robotaxi, you won't have to wait 20 minutes, you'll have to wait 3 minutes. I hope this put things into perspective for some of you, some of the Tesla fag bags who think, well, we come in with our robotaxi. You're done. You're going bankrupt. Unless you adopt battery as a service, bend the knee to Emperor William Lee and kiss that ring on the pinky finger. We are the mafioso. We now control everything, boy. I hope you guys found this video to be informational, inspirational, and motivational on a Sunday. If so, guys, they banned me from Facebook, so don't forget to hit that thumbs up. If you haven't yet subscribed, you might want to think about doing so, because in this channel, we have that warrior mindset where we get rich or we die trying, guys.